Hello guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Agnes, and on my channel you see content as such of me and my family traveling through India, as 2 years ago we packed our bags and moved from the UK into India, and that's where we're now posting all the vlogs and experiences that we had in India. But just a few days ago I've asked you guys to ask me a question about our life or whatever you want to know about me, and I'm very blessed to have 47 comments coming from you guys asking lovely questions. So this is going to be a long video. I hope you're ready for it. Let's dive right into it. So question number 1 is coming from Nora, and Nora is asking, do your children know Polish? So yes, my children know Polish. Anjali speaks and writes fluently. Arjun kind of understands it and can respond. However, grammatically it is very challenging for him. And Jay, to be honest, though I say he knows Polish, he speaks Polish the most. It is my fault because I should be insisting to speak in Polish to them, because that is just additional free language that they can learn from their mummy. But because my husband speaks English, we are now in India, they learn so much of other things that I don't want to kind of burden them with another language. But this shouldn't be the case. Recently I spoke to my friend who was asking me the same question, and when I said that not really, I don't really speak much to them, she was like, you should. And it really made me think that yes, she's right, I should, and I am taking the steps now to speak to them more in my language so they can understand it, and whenever we go to Poland for holidays they can speak to my family members, which should be so much easier for them. Good evening, Mom. Hope you and your family are in good health. Always enjoy your content. Invite you and your family to tea estate. Stay here a few days and at my tea estate as my guest, and enjoy Northeast India. Wish you all the best. I did ask whether you actually have any question. I think your name is Ayan Deep. You didn't respond to me, so I've only just read your comment, but thank you so much for sending this over. Okay, so this question was in Hindi, so I've asked him to ask me this again in English. Ma'am, what I mean was that you and your husband are beautiful and handsome enough to join the movie industry. I mean, guys, you know, maybe it's not too late, but I don't think this is the career path we want to take. But who knows? Never say never in life, right? The next question is from 15P, G9P. What is your content about? I'm guessing you're new to my channel and you haven't yet sussed out what is my content about. It's an entertaining channel where you find a lot of content from my life as a foreigner in India, married to an Indian guy, having 3 children, traveling around India, facing challenges as a foreigner here. So we have few talking head videos where we just share our experiences, and we have some vlogs where we take you on a trip with us wherever we go. I hope this answers your question. How do you date a beautiful girl like you? Guys, I have so much love from you, it's just unbelievable. I really appreciate every kind comment that you guys send me. I really don't know where you can find a beautiful girl for yourself. Depends really what kind of girl you want to find. Is it a girl from India? Is it a foreigner that you're looking for? I really cannot answer this question. You can find it online these days, you know, all the tools are available. I wouldn't know how to help you with that because I found my love in person and online dating wasn't yet available at the time. So I really wish you good luck. I have actually an announcement to make for you guys. I have just opened my own merchandise shop, and that will be linked in the comments below. If you wanted to visit, I have created quite a nice merch range, which you guys can now purchase, and it's got my catchphrase, welcome to beautiful paradise of India, which I tend to use on most of my vlogs. So I really hope that you guys will like it. If you do, please visit below, and I would love you to guys post this, tagging me on Instagram saying this is the merch that I purchased from Agnes's Mann channel. I have ordered samples, so I will have them soon with me. I haven't got them as yet because I literally just created that merch shop 2 days ago. So I really hope that you guys enjoy it. Another thing is that you guys know that I've been vlogging for 5 years now, right? 4.5 years. My following is good. I cannot complain. I'm not yet a million subscriber plus YouTuber, but that doesn't mean that I don't have a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience in what I do. And if you guys would like to tap into some of my knowledge, I am very happy to be sharing my free guide for you guys to start vlogging. It's called Pre-Vlogging Planning Checklist, and you can access it down below. If you sign up to the email list, you will automatically be able to see this and copy it, download it. Who knows, maybe you can become a YouTuber yourself and start vlogging the journey. And I honestly think creators economy is booming, and guys, video creation, especially in YouTube, is not going away. This is the way of moving forward, whether you have a business, whether you have a family, whether you're a single person, just want to document something that you know, grab your camera and vlog it. And if you don't know how to do it, I'm here for you. Please sign up to the email list, and I have got some exciting projects coming ahead. You will be hearing from me if you do sign up to the mail list. I will definitely be notifying you guys of some new things coming your way, and I really, really hope that you guys find this helpful. The next question, maybe a video on why you should leave the UK. So this is more of a video suggestions. Gurban sent this. So he's saying that maybe you should make a video on why one should leave the UK and move to India. I can give you many reasons. I mean, UK is no longer such an attractive place to live. This is why we packed our bags and went 2 years ago. And to be honest, I think we don't regret this decision, though there is many things that's happened in between that maybe we wouldn't have made such a decision, but whatever's happened for a reason, and we're blessed with whatever's happened. That's what I'm going to say. Also, can you tell us how the healthcare system is in India? So we are using private healthcare system. Whenever we need to see a doctor, we just make an appointment and we go privately to see a doctor, pay for a visit. It's very inexpensive to do so. If you want to do a full health check, I've got a whole entire video made on me going into a hospital here just over a year ago, where I had executive healthcare check, including everything and anything. And that costed me 60 quid, which is like 6,000 rupees, equivalent to about $50, which is very inexpensive to get such extensive health check. How safe are women in India? It really depends which city you are. I know that probably Delhi is the least safe of the place to be as a woman. Where I live in Madhya Pradesh, in Indore, I haven't once felt unsafe. And I can walk on the street from the gym, which isn't that far away, and I feel safe. Like I can jump in a rickshaw and I don't have trouble. I've never been offended. The worst thing can happen is that people ask me for selfies, which if I refuse, they just politely step away. It is safe, guys, as per my opinion. And how are Sikhs treated in India by Hindus? I really didn't see any incidents where they were treated any differently than others. I think Sikhs get given a lot of respect, especially those that wear turban. But honestly, I have not seen any mistreatment of Sikhs by Hindus in where I am, at least. It might be a different case elsewhere, but India is so diverse. It has so many different cultures, so many different religions, backgrounds, living all together in one community, and they all get along, honestly, as far as I'm concerned. The next question from Pramesh, I guess. How's the life in India so far, and what future plans do you plan for the betterment of your life and your family too? So this is a video on its own, guys. There is quite a lot of things that are happening at the moment. So my daughter and my husband are currently in Mumbai, and actually me and my husband sat down to record a video together, which I am going to be editing for video after this one, because I wanted that video to go out first. So we did talk about our plans to moving to another city. Back in a few months ago, my husband went to Portugal, and he went twice to check out the opportunities there, because though my kids cannot settle here as well as we can, we were just looking for a better place to stay. UK is no longer the way it used to be. The weather especially is not that good. The cost of living is expensive, it's really, really high. So we were thinking, what else can we do? And we figured that Portugal is probably not going to be a place for us to go either. So the next thing is that we are figuring out the next city to move. We have actually figured out where we want to go, but I don't want to yet share it with you because it's not 100% confirmed. My husband's got quite a few trips coming ahead. He's now in Mumbai with my daughter, as I've mentioned. She's sitting her IGCSEs online, she's studying online, but she's sitting them offline. So she needs to be in the class present to sit those final exams, boarding exams. And then they're going to go to UK. This is where my daughter is going to remain, and she will be then taking her further education from the UK, whereas us and the boys, we're going to remain in India. And this is going to be very, very difficult because she's only 16, or she's going to be 16 in March. And it is heartbreaking for me to see that we need to separate as family. But I guess if she's not happy, and we know that our children can have a better, or the younger ones can have a better education here, and are benefiting from being here, we have to kind of decide this, as much as it's hard. sometimes you just have to make hard decisions in life, and this is one of them. But again, once we know everything a little bit more and we're definitely moving, then I will definitely share this with you, because this is what we do. We share all the experiences with you guys, and we'll take you along in moving across the cities, across the states to another destination. I wonder whether you can guys guess. If you want to have a guess, do put that in the comments below. And one day, once I create that video, I will announce which one of you have guessed it correctly. The next question from Ibel, I'm not sure what's your name. You can call me Lakshmi. Okay, I'm excited for the video. Lakshmi has asked me, so what's the situation? You said you're moving to Portugal, but now you're maybe in the UK, but maybe not, and you're staying in India. So I hope the question I've just answered a minute ago has explained a little bit of our situation. I'm so sorry I can't share any more details, but I promise as soon as it's confirmed, it's like you don't want to jinx it almost, because we are hoping for this place to be more beneficial for us to be. So hopefully this will work out. But again, once I know for sure, once we're moving, we will definitely take you along with us. The next one is Rambir from Jharkhand is asking, my question to you is, how do you find the standards of education in school in India vis-a-vis UK and any European country? How do you cope with the hot climate in India, where temperature soars up to 45 degrees in summer, coming from relatively cooler temperature of Europe? So let me answer the first question as to an education. I think educational system in India is great up until college placements. So a lot of people in India are sending their children for higher education in the UK, US, Europe, and that is for the reason that having the education from outside of India will give them more chance of not just settling outside of India, but also, if they want to come back, to have that edge over other children to get better job or set up themselves for better success in life. The same things will happen to us. We will likely take our children outside of India to study in universities or colleges, because we know that they will probably benefit from studying outside of India. And I think the discipline here is better, and the children are more focused and trained to be kind of, studying really, really hard, which helps them later on in their life. But then in Europe, you have better secondary education. And how do you cope with the hot climate in India? Honestly, I prefer heat over cold. And in the UK, we had 9 out of 12 months where it was cool or cold, rainy and gloomy, versus 3 months where it was quite nice, pleasant, and temperatures up to 30-35 degrees, which is already called a heat wave, and they tell you to stay at home. Whereas, as you rightly said, in India, the temperature can soar up to 45 degrees. And yes, it gets hot. And what do? We just don't come out the house, and wherever we go, there's air conditions. So we're used to dealing with it here in India, because we are equipped with things like air conditions. The cars have air conditions. Then you go to super mall or wherever you go to, colleges, universities, they have air conditions. Those schools don't, not all of them. The school that our children are in right now, they don't have air conditions, and apparently that's because some parents complain that air conditioning is not healthy for us. Yes, it is not, but it's also not healthy for us to get overheated, especially when we're studying. So you just got to sometimes weigh up what's the better evil, if you like. Coming from relatively cooler temperatures of Europe, it is very difficult to deal with heat from time to time. I did once, even in Kolkata, get a heat stroke, which thank God my husband knew what to do and saved me from possibly having some really bad health implications or even dying. I don't know. I always say that he saved my life that day. Any plans for the meetup with funds in Delhi? This is from Ravi. Ravi, I don't know whether I have big enough following to be doing meetups yet, and I would shoot this back at you guys. If I was to organize a meetup, say I live in Indore, I can do one in Indore, and then whenever I'm in next location, I can let you know. For example, I am planning to go to Mumbai in April. Would you guys be interested to see me in Mumbai? And if so, what is the prime location to meet up? I don't know if I'm big enough. I could bring my kids along and my husband, and we can just come and talk. It would be nice to just have face-to-face conversation with you all and just get to know each other better, because I am interested to get to know you guys, but I don't know whether you guys would be interested to come and meet me. So yeah, let me know in the comments below. Should I do a meetup? Next question, why do Slavs in general make good life partners with Indians and make most of it as a family? Sundeep, I don't know why, but I think This is down to values. So in Europe, we have quite a lot of similar values to Indian culture, in a sense that we are very family orientated and we're quite loyal. And I think this is what makes us a good life partners. I cannot speak for all of us, but in general, and I think this is why me and my husband work so well as a couple, though we have so many cultural differences, but the values are the same. So as long as you have the same values, I think you can work through any differences. Very, very beautiful. Avashi, thank you so much. Do you have a question? And you said, thank you so much, ma'am. My name is Bijano. I'm from Kohima, Nagaland, northeast of India. Ma'am, I want to know whether you want or are in UK or India, because I think last year I saw a YouTube video that you are leaving India and I felt so sad. So are you leaving India? No, most likely not. We have changed our plans. You know, life is so unexpected and throws different opportunities at us. Or, you know, we tend to change our mind from time to time. And this is one of those cases. We have changed our mind and we actually decided to remain in India for another year, 2, 3. I don't know how long for. Life will only show. I can only say year, and then later will come up to be, I don't know, 5 years. God knows. I really don't know, but I know that for now we are planning to stay in India, though our daughter is leaving. Let us hear something in Hindi or other language. Just share a short review of being an Indian wife. Sayak, I can say things like koi baat nahi, namaste, sat sri akal, or dhanyavad. Depends, you know, whether I'm speaking to a Hindi person or the Punjabi person. I can say things like upar bhej do when there's a delivery guy coming up. Hi bhaiya. I don't know. What else can I say? I can count probably up to 10 in Hindi. Other than that, I can't really tell so much. But I think because Hindi gets mixed with English a lot, and because a lot of people in India speaks English, I don't have much of an incentive to learn that language. And by the way, guys, if you're watching this video in English and you're not understanding what I'm saying, there is a setting button right at the bottom right corner, if I'm not mistaken, and you can go into settings and select a subtitles of Hindi or any other language. Hindi is on the list, so if you cannot understand what I'm saying, please select those subtitles and it will be auto-generated, but they are pretty correct, so I've heard. So yes, if you can't understand what I'm saying, always can put the subtitles on, guys. There's no excuse why not to watch our videos nowadays. Rahul Singh says, what similarities do you see between Indian and Polish culture? Any Polish sweets that you can eat in India? Would love to try that. So similarities between Indian and Polish culture, I have actually created a whole video about that, okay? But we have, for example, few festivals that we celebrate. And when we celebrate the festivals, we also get together. We also eat a lot. We are quite hospitable. We are quite generous when it comes to greeting people. When someone comes to our house, we would have a lot of food. And yeah, we love food. So other than that, we're very family orientated. We love socializing as well. So I guess this is the similarities, but as I mentioned, I have a whole video about that. And any Polish sweets that you can eat in India, I have not come across yet. Even when I go to any other shop that sells imported goods, I think Nutella is the only thing that connects every single corner of the world. But I'm not aware of any other sweets, no. I make my own sweets, so I bake the cakes, which are like in Poland, but they wouldn't be entirely the same because the ingredients are a little bit different. So from Nora, how can I get closer to India and know more about Indian culture in Europe? I know there are cultural centers and internet, but still hard to find things related to India. I'm living in Middle Europe and started to learn Hindi this year. Wow, fantastic. I mean, how to get closer to India and know more about Indian culture in Europe, I think it's impossible. You would need to actually come to India to experience the culture, to experience the people, the hospitality, the welcomeness, the friendliness. This cannot be experienced anywhere else unless you are living in a society or living in a community where there is a lot of Indian people. They would definitely have some of those in their own culture and they would be able to show you some of that. But if you want to experience the full thing, you got to travel to India. I mean, I think this should be on the bucket list of anyone that has never been to India, is to come to India and experience it for yourself. I highly recommend at least visiting India once in your life. Aisha Patel is asking, I am in a long distance relationship with someone who can't speak my language. We have language barrier just as you guys. We communicate in English, but we both have different backgrounds and religious beliefs. It bothers me sometimes when raising kids. How you cope with that? Okay, let's start with the relationship. Relationship of two people that come from two different backgrounds and two different cultures. It is challenging, guys. And as much as those challenges can be obstacles, they can also be the benefits, because you get to learn so much about one another. You get to learn the new cultures. You get to learn the new cuisine, you get to experience so much more together, and your children are then being born, being very open-minded, exposed to two different cultures, probably traveling the world around a lot, if obviously financial situation allows. But yet, raising the kids together as two different backgrounds, we have a lot of clashes with my husband. And because I was brought up in a completely different way to my husband was, he sees parenting in a different way to I do. So the only way to actually meet in a common ground, if you like, is to communicate, to discuss things, to sit down and talk things through, sometimes to compromise and just understand that both the parents, they have the best interest in heart for the children. And sometimes it is hard in a heat of a moment to understand that, but then you have to sit down and kind of reflect. Is this person doing it to annoy you, or is he doing it because he has different beliefs, and yet you know that they're doing it for the betterment of the child? It is challenging, guys. It's challenging to be a parent, let alone being a parent in a multicultural relationship where you both have completely different backgrounds and understanding of how parenting should be, and also having the background of being raised with a different parents. So even being in the same religion, same culture, and even being in the same cities, you would have different upbringing and you would have different parental modeling that you are then copying or you're trying not to copy. It is challenging as it is. Having kids is the most challenging thing that I have come across. I mean, every day I face challenging as a parent, and it's not easy. But yeah, language barrier can be a little bit difficult because you want to be able to understand each other, and if you cannot communicate in the same language, that it could be a challenge. But body language is very important, and obviously if I make happy face, that means I'm happy. If I'm sad, you could read it from my face. So yeah, body language is a thing that can help, but it's definitely not enough. But if you both can speak enough English, then there shouldn't be a problem. Mangesh Gurav, what is the thing you want to hold on wherever you go, maybe because it touched your soul and need in life forever? You may highlight the characteristics of properties if you need it. Best of luck. I wasn't quite sure what you mean with this question, and I did ask you, what do you mean with this question? Obviously, my family is my priority, and their happiness is priority to me too, as much as it is mine, because I think you cannot give happiness unless you're a happy person yourself, and you cannot love someone else unless you love yourself too. And that's without being shallow, guys. You got to love yourself first and respect yourself and be a happy person in order to share this happiness, love and respect. This is what I hold really dearly to my heart, and this is where I take my family with me everywhere. Or I shall say my family takes me with them everywhere. My husband especially, he's the one that leads the family in a given direction, and I'm the one that follows. Not that I am a follower, but I just believe that family should be together. So I don't want to make obstacles, and as long as it is for the good betterment of our family, I go along with it. Mohit Gangwar. Okay, critic India and Indians and the social issues which bother you as a resident. Share your unfiltered thoughts. Okay, lateness. People are late in India. I mean, whatever social event, whatever meetings, whatever. I mean, the only thing they don't get late to is flight, because they know it's going to take off without them. But I think people in India are notoriously late, and it doesn't actually come from lack of respect. I think it's just culture. They're very laid back. The second thing is loudness. I mean, this is something I cannot get over, guys. India is a nation of people who definitely have hearing issue. And I'm not saying this as an offense. I'm saying this as an observation. because wherever there is a wedding, wherever there is a party, nightclub, whatever the event, the music will be so loud that it hurts your ears. My watch constantly brings the message to say that the volume is too high and it brings the risk to your hearing. And this is what it is. They are brought up with this loud environment around them, and then when they're growing up, they become less and less able to hear very well. So that's my criticism, but at the same time observation. I don't really criticize people for it because it is what it is. You know, this is, every country has its own rights and every country has its own customs. Another thing is the traffic. The traffic is really bad here in India, and I live in a small city, Indore, and though we don't really we don't go and drive in Delhi and Mumbai, where this is apparently a much worse situation, where my husband is at the moment. He says that in Indore the problem is with scooties, like scooter drivers and motorcycles and bicycles, whereas in Mumbai the problem is with rickshaw drivers. So they drive crazy. How people crisscross each other without causing accidents. I mean, there are obviously accidents happening, but not as often as you would probably think looking at the craziness on the road. Another thing is, I think especially here in Indore, and I don't want to say that this is just for Indore, but what I've noticed is that I have worked or tried working with quite a few people, and it's that culture of over-promising and delivering. So the people that I've tried working with so far, they promise you everything. They can do this, that, and the other. And when it comes to delivery, either they lack the skills that I said they will have, or they can't deliver on time, or they eventually start being late on their deadlines. So yeah, I have experienced this a lot here in India, in Indore especially. So that's why I'm still flying solo. I'm still trying to find the people that I can work with, but I am having this fear because so far I have been disappointed a few times, and it is very hard to build the trust with someone that you think may not be good enough. I hope I didn't offend anyone, guys. I'm not doing this to offend you guys. These are my observations. You've asked the questions, I'm giving you the answer. Have you ever traveled to Northeast India? If not, then please visit. Anubhav, no, I have not, but I hope I will. And if I will, you will definitely see it on my channel. Guys, that would be all the questions. Bloody hell, I've managed to answer all of them. In the meantime, guys, if you would like to find out a little bit more about me and my past and my education, the story of how I met with my husband, I'm going to link this video in the next section. And yeah, go and check it out now.